these things are all invisible. They're not able to, we can't see them. And so as a result, we are left doing a ton of guesswork. So one of the hardest things about leading people is that they don't always do what you ask them to do. So if you're a person who's hired a bunch of people and they're running off in different directions, they're not doing what you've asked, or you don't think they're doing it in the way that you've asked, that's what we call normal in most leadership contexts. One of the reasons this kind of gridlock happens is actually because people speak different languages. Now, what I mean by that is I call these leadership languages, and I've then identified about 5 different unique leadership languages. And this came about because when I would meet with CEOs and leaders, I would always start my coaching with a 360 narrative intervention where I would interview all the different stakeholders and understand what was going on. And what I found were a couple of interesting patterns, which is one, there were these universal things that everybody always wanted. Like, I never ever heard anybody say, you know what, I'm cool if my leader doesn't treat me with any respect. I don't need to be respected at all. So that was like universal. Everybody wants to be respected. Or, you know what, I don't really need my leader to be clear with me. I don't care about being clear. I don't need to know where we're going or why. So clarity was another big one. So there are certain things that are universal, but there were also things that were totally unique to each person. Now, when I started doing this, I realized there were actually, it seemed like everybody was different, but then over time, doing enough of these, what happened was I started to see the patterns, and I saw 5 unique patterns. And each of these languages were what built the credibility of the leader and motivated the people they were leading. And so all of this is based on a pretty simple and incredibly obvious premise, which is people are just different. And it's really hard to know how they're different because these things are all invisible. They're not able to, we can't see them. And so as a result, we are left doing a ton of guesswork about what's motivating someone, what's not motivating someone. And what I've done is I've created a little quiz that you can take, but more importantly, you can actually share it with your team, and it will give you a sense for which of the 5 leadership languages are most important to them. And when you know that, you can speak their language. And when you speak their language, they are more motivated, they're more excited, they're more bought in. And so an example would be, some people love to be recognized. They love to be told they've done a great job. They love to be publicly recognized. Others don't really care for that. They're not motivated by that. In fact, what they're motivated by is they want to know that they are connected to you personally. So if you just come into work and you don't talk about your weekend and you don't ask about theirs and you don't know anything about their kids and they don't know anything about yours, they're going to start to feel like a cog in a machine. And so you get these really different expressions and experiences of how people show up to work and what they most need from you. So I've designed this quiz to help you understand that. And over the next several videos, I'm going to show you exactly how to work with each of these major 5 languages. And hopefully that'll help you learn more about how to lead your team better.